The UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Callamard has presented the findings of her report into the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi to the Human Rights Council earlier today. And in this report, she says that the Saudi Arabian state is responsible for the murder and she is calling for an international investigation. Well, she spent many months compiling this report and she traveled extensively around the world, and she is now in Geneva presenting this report to member states. And she's here along with the fiancé of Jamal Khashoggi, who I spoke to earlier, and she told me what it's been like for her for the last 9 months since the murder of her fiancé. And of course, she was with him in Istanbul when he went into that Saudi consulate and never returned.
The hardest moment that I had was the time that I kept receiving calls and questions from people whether Jamal might have been murdered, because back then I didn't want to believe in this, possibility. So it was really very difficult for me to go through that period.
The Special Rapporteur's report says that there is plenty of evidence that suggests that the murder of Khashoggi was constituted an extrajudicial killing, an enforced disappearance, and a possible act of torture for which the Saudi Arabian state is responsible. She says that 15 Saudi state agents used state means to execute Khashoggi, and it was a carefully planned operation which was endorsed by high-level officials. She says that it constitutes an international crime and a violation of the Vienna Convention of Consular Relations, because, of course, the murder took place in Istanbul, in Turkey, and she says that there is credible evidence of liability of the Crown Prince, and she's calling for a UN criminal investigation into this murder to establish who was liable for the killing. We've been hearing from many member states following the presentation of this report, who say they want to see full accountability and to find those responsible, and they are calling on Saudi Arabian state to provide the missing pieces of this puzzle and to cooperate with the Special Rapporteur. But we also heard from the Saudi Arabian delegation, who rejected this report, saying that it was based on prejudice and non-credible sources. So now, of course, the Special Rapporteur, she wants to see a UN criminal investigation, and she's seeking support from member states to initiate this investigation. Lyubova, CGTN, Geneva.